Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Thank you to the Pass Robles Golf Club for partnering with the radio show. Check out PassRoblesGolfClub.com. Multi-million-dollar renovation of the facilities of the golf course. You can call them at 805-238-4722 for tee times. Also for the live music every Wednesday night. And don't forget Prime Rib on Monday night with NFL football. If you're looking to do golf lessons with myself, Mike Bravnick up at Paso Golf Club, call 805-238-4722. Or club fittings, we have Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, and many more to choose from. So 805-238-4722.
And may I add, you have an incredibly fast service.
It's quick, isn't it?
Yes. Really?
You can order clubs and send them back as quick as you.
They are fast. So if you order a set of clubs, you're going to get them fast.
But there's no hassle, right?
No, hassle-free.
Completely. Never got to your hands.
There's a little guilt trips going involved on my part, but hassle-free, buddy. And,
stuff happens.
And fast. Yeah. Really fast. So before we jump in, we're going to have the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Ryan McGaughey. For the McGaughey Health Group, expect something different. You can find his website at healthyslocounty.org. They're located in Atascadero, California. Great guy. I'm actually a really great guy. Great doctor. So we're going to be talking about agony to feet and different things because we Googled the most common injury that people have besides their hands and wrists are feet. And especially people who are just taking up the game don't realize how much walking and how much pressure on the feet. And so I know that we'll be talking a lot about that here in a few minutes. We got one?
Oh, we're doing jokes.
Owen, I didn't. Unless you want, are you hanging out?
I'm hanging out.
Oh, he's hanging out.
I'll hang out.
All right, because I noticed you're wearing flip flops right now. Is that to protect those feet?
I spent the night at my friend's house because my dad has guests over. So,
your dad kicked you out of the house because he had guests over.
Wow. So you got kicked out of your room? By the way, this $6 million house you're going to probably has more than a couple bedrooms. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
I might sleep in a different room every.
But
night.
what about? I read somewhere that a lot of the players are bringing their coach, not just their parent, but their coach.
I'd be.
So I mean, I think it's common, and essentially, when you get to know this guy on Tuesday,
absolutely,
you can tell him what an amazing coach you have.
I will.
Or me. You talk about me if you want instead, and maybe you can put me up in one of them rooms.
I would suggest that you don't share a room with Billy. You have to train for that. That requires a certain amount of training.
Do you like the sound of a fan going at night? Do you like the sound of a fan?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, how about noise?
How about hawking sounds?
How about hacking or
that works?
Or apnea? Are you all right with that? All right. And
you got him to laugh.
In a very cold room. Yeah. Very cold.
One time you wouldn't think this was possible, guys, but one time we were in Florida and the room was so cold. And remember, we're in Florida. Billy almost lost his left ankle.
Yeah, I had a black foot for 3 days. It was black.
That's how cold the room was.
Frostbite.
From the air conditioner.
I fell asleep with my foot against the air conditioner. It was stuck to it. I mean, I had frostbite toes. It was brutal. I could barely walk or
in Florida.
You laughed for 2 days.
I was dying.
It hurt.
Well, because I wasn't woken up by the alarm. I was woken up by, my foot! I can't feel my foot.
Call a Sherpa. Quick. It was, I know. So anyways, you got a joke? Oh, no, wait. You're going to come back to your joke.
I want to know how long it took you to realize it was the air conditioner that made your foot turn blue.
Black. All right. Well, it was going black. Well, I guess you looked down. My foot was stuck. My skin was stuck to the thing. It was cold. Ice coming off of it. Air conditioning worked well in that place.
Yeah, it did.
It really did.
And it was an older hotel, too.
My bed was right next to it, obviously.
You should have seen the
left. My foot was sticking out of the blanket.
The right side of the bed was covered in ice. It was literally his foot was sticking out of the side of the blanket.
It was really awful.
Oh, my gosh, it was funny.
I thought we were like up in Alaska. All right, well, Doc, welcome back to our show. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Always good. How's the family?
Well, it's interesting. On Tuesday, a jar fell on the cabinet and landed on my daughter's second toe and almost took the tip of it off. We had to rush her to the hospital, and she got 5 little stitches in that toe.
How old is your little jar?
Just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah, poor thing.
A little jar fell off the tip?
Yeah. Yeah, just as I walked over there to go, what are you doing in there? She knocked it over and landed right on her toe.
Is she going to be able to keep her nail?
It took some of the nail off, and so we're waiting to find out.
Man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Here I am saying agony of defeat and stuff here.
It's all good.
Feeling really bad now.
No.
That
She
you
had
had to be
she's
so
doing well.
scared.
Yeah, my 4-year-old son, he freaked out. I had never seen him react like the way he did.
The older brother.
Yeah. Hmm.
He was worried about his little sister.
Yep. And I think the blood all over, and her screaming, and us moving around,
the
trying
blood all over.
trying to figure out what we're going to do and how
How did Dad handle
logistics.
the doctor that you are?
Fine. I mean, you're always concerned. I also have background in I have EMT when I was going to undergrad. I was a firefighter, so I get a little more calm probably than I should to counterbalance what I'm really feeling.
I did the EMT. I was a volunteer ambulance for a while back east, and it was no problem until it was somebody I knew.
Yeah.
And then, so this is your baby.
Yeah.
So you still have the calm?
Yeah, still able to keep, because all of a sudden I went into calling family, getting people arranged so we could leave, because we have a 6-month-old too. So it was kind of frantic for a little bit.
You got the big bandage on her foot right now?
It's actually not that big.
All right.
We got it just bandage over the toe and
Pinky toe?
It's the second
Oh, the
toe.
middle toe.
Yeah. So
Important toe.
my wife's like, well, I think it'll be okay. We'll clean it up, and cause, she's a naturopath, and we'll take our daughter in the next day. I was like, no, because I hadn't seen it yet. I'm like, if we're taking her tomorrow, we're taking her today, like now.
Wow.
So we got that all taken care of, and the doctors up at Twin were amazing. Staff was amazing. They got us in, got us out. I mean, it was awesome.
Up at Twin, that must be the short for what?
Twin Cities.
Twin Cities.
Yeah, up in Templeton. Yeah, phenomenal. They did a great job.
So, man, it's very cool. I'm sorry that it happened.
Well, thank you.
Must have been an interesting noise that coming out of her right when it happened. Was it an octave you've never heard before?
Yeah, it was really interesting because when it hit, I looked, I'm like, she's not responding. It must have just missed. I mean, it just hit to take that tip off, and all of a sudden she starts screaming. I looked, and then you see the blood coming. I mean, just it was.
I'm so sorry.
It was crazy.
You want to put shoes on now, don't
I do. Oh, that's funny.
you? Well, which is a great segue for what we're going to be talking about.
That's what
today.
I was thinking.
When Mike informed me that you were coming on, it was very cool. I was very pleased about that because I have missed you.
Thank you.
And Mike started to paint downstairs. Have you noticed that too? Knowing you were coming, that was very cool.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
And then he said you were going to be talking. Obviously, we're a golf show, but you're everything. You're all health. I mean, the health group is amazing what you're doing. But we decided to talk about feet, and he wrote plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis.
Fasciitis.
Mm-hmm.
And I called Mike and said, he mentioned he had it before. It's really painful.
It is very painful.
And is that common in golfers or just people in general? I mean,
it's common in people in general, also in a lot of athletes as well.
Is it a wart?
No, it feels
Plantar, man.
No.
It's not a nut.
No, so your plantar
feels
means
like-
the
feels
bottom
like
of
a
your
nail
foot.
going
Yeah. So plantar is the bottom.
So when you
You're
get a
thinking of a
plantar-
plantar wart.
Okay, that's a wart.
Yeah, it means it's a wart on the bottom of your foot.
All right. It's not a brand of. It's not like a brand of wart.
No.
It's a location.
Yeah.
Okay, so plantar's a location.
Yes.
So what's this fasciitis?
It's
Yes.
underneath your foot. You have this fascia. It's not muscle. It's kind of like a belt almost. It
Flip
looks
your
like.
foot up here on.
And it's
on.
very, very strong, and it attaches from a bone, the back, your heel, which is called your calcaneus, to your metatarsals, the bottom of your foot. And it's designed to help support the arches of the foot. And so when you start losing your arch, it starts stretching out and becomes inflamed, and people start having a lot of pain.
And I have no arches in my feet, really, very flat. So would that mean I'm prone to that?
You would be much more prone to that.
Okay.
Typically,
So
that means the person's
What did
losing
you
the
call
strength.
the heel?
The calcaneus.
I told you about that the other day.
I thought you were talking entirely something different, but
The
now I get it. The
calcaneus.
calcaneus.
Yes.
Very cool. So the calcaneus and the plantar.
Mm-hmm.
There's the fasciitis connects those two.
Yeah. The so the
fascius.
Yeah, the fascia connects.
Fascia.
Yeah, that connects those two. It's it connects
right.
those two. And then what happens is because it's always now working even more than it should, it becomes inflamed.
So that is the symptom, and that's what it is. What causes that? Is it a generic thing, or is it the way people bad shoes?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. It's overuse, bad shoes. It's a lack of the intrinsic muscles being able to work properly like they're supposed to hold the arch up.
But is that preventative for people who are aware of this, or is that just something that happens degeneratively? Or
Yeah.
can I go home and exercise my fascia?
Well,
1, 2, 3.
You see this? I brought this. I like to bring props for you. These are fun props, too,
Last
right?
time it was I got lasered.
So-
This is much.
It looks like something in my garage.
That's a large fascia right there, man. It is.
So
Well, no wonder his foot's all messed up.
yeah.
With a fascia that big.
There are a lot of things
Is that a
that you
4x4?
could. It is. There's a lot of things that you can do to rehabilitate the plantar fascia.
Bring
So
that foot up here.
yeah, we should test to see how well
His
Owen's.
foot's great. He's
Well, we check it out, man.
we
We'll
get, you got
the objective measurement here. So
we're moving around here so Owen can get his foot into this action.
so if you're having any type of foot pain,
Does he need
most
to be here?
no.
Well, you got to get his foot up.
Okay. Well, he's just have him come over here to the stool.
Why
here.
don't we do this, and can we do this coming back from the break, because we're
Yeah.
going to run out of
Yeah.
time here
Okay.
in like a minute.
When we come
So-
back, we're going to have Owen sit in position. We're going to check out his fascia.
So what happens with the plantar fascia, and I would say most of the foot issues people have is the lack of the intrinsic muscles keeping strong. It allows for the foot to improperly work, which then creates an inflammatory response. If that's what you have, like you had the Martin's neuroma, the metatarsalalgia, those type of things are because of basically inflammation. And what's nice about any foot problem, the treatment for that is pretty much the same. So we don't want to just look at the foot because you have muscles in your leg that come down into the foot to coordinate the foot. So
Heel
a lot
bone
of
connected to the shin bone.
and
Yes.
exactly, and that's what
perfect.
we do. We do, and what's unique is like we have a holistic approach. So whenever we're working with someone, like even in this situation, we're looking at their nutrition because you need blood flow down there to help with inflammation. We use the laser because that helps knock down inflammation. We actually adjust the bones in the feet. A lot of people don't realize that the bones can be adjusted. You put a quick stretch on the bone, it relaxes the tendon and muscle that it's attached to it, and that helps with the bone, the foot to articulate or move
Aren't there
better.
a bunch of bones in the foot?
Yes.
Like-
You want to know how? I knew you'd ask me that. There's 26 bones in the foot.
And about the hand.
Oh man, I didn't.
Is it
I wasn't
it's
expecting
about the
that
same,
one.
is it not?
Yes.
Similar.
We could count them. Do you want to?
No,
Okay. All right.
No, but that's very cool. There's
Yeah.
26. What you said?
26. There's 33 joints, 100 tendons, muscles, and ligaments combined, and there's 4 arches.
And you said the intrinsic
Intrinsic muscles.
Intrinsic muscles.
Uh-huh.
So those are something that people can exercise.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we have a 4x4 in here.
Okay.
And we're going to take a picture of that.
And we're gonna stop by Home Depot on the way home.
Nice.
I'll get you one if you want.
Awesome.
Just don't hurt this guy. He's got a big week coming up.
It's all on him. It depends on how competitive he is,
Oh,
I guess.
dude, you have no idea.
Wow. All right, cool, guys. We'll be right back with Dr. Ryan McGaughey, healthyslowcounty.com, and also Owen Averett. Stay with us. Golf Talk Radio with Mike.